Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Numbers Protocol. And for everyone watching this came out as a Patreon exclusive first. So you guys are getting exclusive access to this pick before anybody else. So, before I begin, if you like this kinds of content, you should definitely like, comment, and subscribe and watch this till the end of the video for our YouTube people that are currently watching this. And I need you to remember, this is not financial advice. We don't accept any liabilities for losses that you might incur, and everything is strictly for news and research purposes. So with that in mind, we're going to get on to the subject of this video, which is Numbers Protocol. It's definitely something that piqued my interest and I'm really excited about. Why am I excited about it? Well, first off, it's got a beautiful website, really interesting looking idea. And what are they trying to do? We are a decentralized photo network for creating community, value, and trust in digital media. This is going to be definitely interesting. Now, it was mentioned on Entrepreneur, CoinDesk, and Forbes of the most, let's say, like the ones I recognize the most, right? And these are all relatively big business magazines. And I'm about to explain why it's so big. 2.5 million unlicensed images are stolen every day. Damages total of $600 billion daily. That's a lot of fucking money that's not being paid out to people for their photos. And the thing that's complicated is, like, let's say your photo goes online, it's very easy for it to be taken. You have no control, can't decide who sees it in a centralized platform. So if Facebook takes your photo and uses it as a stock image somewhere, you don't even know about it. There's no copyright, so everyone could take your content and repost it. And there's no trust, because at the end of the day, we don't trust half the networks that we're doing these social media things on, right? And this is something that one of the team members of Hedge mentioned, because they're all photographers for the most part. And as creatives, they said that this kind of thing is actually really important, because when they see their photos and their work get taken and reposted elsewhere without even the person tagging them, they get upset, they get a little bit irked, but at the same time they're like, I guess that means my photo is good, but they lose because they took the time to go and drive there and make the content and then edit it, and they put all this work into it, and they have no ownership over it once it hits the online world. And when my teammate Dewey mentioned that, he said this could potentially be something big, because for him as a creator, he understands that he would like to have copyright over his photos. He would like it, even if someone left him a penny every time they use his photo, at least he's making that penny. You feel me? As opposed to someone just taking it and using it. It's almost like he feels a bit violated as a content creator. And imagine someone was ripping off my YouTube. I wouldn't be that happy about it. Obviously, it's different, but that's why I kind of see the value proposition in this network. And from my understanding, right? From my understanding, from what I've read, they want to create like Instagram powered by Web3. Like, that's, after like looking over their website and reading exactly what they're trying to do here, like, I feel like that's what they're going for. They're trying to create Instagram in a decentralized manner and via Web3. And even here it says Pinterest, right? So they're competing with Instagram and Pinterest. And their whole thing is, look, Web3, numbers. You get ownership, content provenance, creation certificate, and then photo history, which regular Web 2 applications don't offer you, whereas a Web 3 one can. Because then you know everyone who's, you know the owner, you know where the content is being fucking sent, you get a certificate that says you're allowed to have the access to that content, and you even get the history of the photo. So they're creating a really interesting NFT platform for pictures that actually allows you to do more than, let's just say, OpenSea, because they want to create it like a social media platform. And like obviously, like that's some pretty big things, you know. And their milestones, you can see here, they've started basically, they've already started. You know, they're a relatively new project. They launched in 2020 last year, and now they're heading into the next stage of their roadmap. So they're about to finish the token generation event now. And after they do that, then it's the next thing. And then this is where things get interesting. So look at the investors. Obviously, there's Protocol Labs. I personally haven't really looked into it or heard of it, but I'm sure it has a lot to do with crypto. But this is the one that really piques my interest. Binance. Binance is one of the investors for this project. And the thing that's interesting about Binance being an investor in this project, that's like a really big player getting involved. And it brings me back to my point that, you know, Binance is an investor, but it launched on KuCoin. You should definitely check out the Patreon video to know more about that, because we are potentially going to tell you guys something awesome that no one's really thinking about. So that's just the main that's like the main thing about Numbers Protocol. This is the next thing that got me going. Look at the team. Phil Chen, I haven't heard of him, but apparently he's a big developer in Silicon Valley. But then this brings me to the next two. And these next two are the ones that really got me interested in this project. And the first one is Steve Chen, who is one of the co-founders of YouTube. Then there's Kevin Lin, who is one of the co-founders of Twitch. So that's definitely something pretty big there. You know what I mean? He's a big player. These are two big players. They're advisors and investors in the projects, and they definitely have a relatively large hand in what's about to happen. And judging by the looks of how their platforms played out, YouTube being one of the biggest places for content and Twitch being one of the largest streaming services, they're both some of the largest streaming services ever, if not the largest. So if they did that successfully, do you think that they would do this successfully? Hopefully. Assuming they could, you know, replicate the success recipe. And I'm assuming they could. And that kind of brings me to this point right here, right? So it's $1.89. I mentioned it in my Patreon and my Telegram at about $1.30. So it's already going up. It's got a very small market cap, only 45 million, and 24 million circulating coins. So this is still a relatively solid entry for the people that are going to get it on the Patreon first. And to the people who are going to get it on the YouTube, y'all are still probably going to get a good entry because this is a solid project. So more or less, that's what I know about this project. It's still very new, and because it's very new, we don't know how far it's going to go. But for now, we could wrap it up. And if you've stayed to the end of this video, once again, definitely check out our Patreon. We're going to be launching our conference there and a lot of other awesome things for you guys. So definitely take care.